sheep thing? You ever seen the picture where they're carrying the little baby lamb, and it looks really nice, but that's not how the story goes. The real story is he's got a whole flock of sheep, 100 of them, but one full-grown sheep is missing. He leaves the 99, he leaves them, and he goes to find the one that is lost. And it's a big, heavy sheep. It's not some little tiny ewe lamb. It's a huge, full-grown sheep. Different words for those two different animals. And he puts it on his shoulder. And so he's willing to risk all to go get the lost sheep. I had a dream the other night. And I want to tell you my dream. Do you believe that God sometimes works through dreams? You better. It's biblical. You remember Daniel interpreting dreams? Any Daniels here today? Now, I think I got this dream pretty well interpreted. But anyhow, I had this dream that I was going to give a talk to a group of business people. And they were all gathered around this big table. And I wasn't prepared. I mean, just it was minutes before I was going to go give this talk, and I wasn't ready. And that's kind of a panicky feeling. And so just before that, there was this supervisor who took her employee into this room and began to chew her out. She was saying very bad things and very loud so that all the business people could hear her saying these derogatory things about her employee. And then I got my talk. I knew what I was going to say to these business people. And so I went and I gave my talk. And I'm doing this, by the way. This is all in my dream. And I gave the talk. I said, ladies and gentlemen, our company, our business is people. Our business is people. All people. Not just the customer. The customer's important as they buy our product, because sometimes we think that our product is what's all important. It's not. It's people. The people who buy our product. So if we love and care about the people who buy our product, then we'll make a good product because we care and love care about our people. How about our suppliers? And those people are important too. It's about all people. How about our employees? How about those who work over us? They're important too. Our business is about people. Our business is about loving people. That was point 2 of my lesson. About loving people. And how do we love people? We don't chew them out publicly. We don't mistreat them. We don't not value them. And we love our customers. And we love our suppliers. And we love our bosses. We love everybody. So our business is people loving people. And then I finished off with, our business is about loving people now. It's not deferred later, it's right now. The thing that you can do for your employee, that you can do for your employer, that you can do for your customer, that you can do for your supplier. What can you do for them right now? Not later, not next week, not next month, but right now. What's the most loving thing you can do? And all the business people loved my talk about the fact that our business is about loving people now. And then I woke up, realized it's all about church. That's our business. People. About loving people and loving people now. Not later when we get to a certain place in our life, or when we get out of school, or when we retire from work, or when we get done with this project, or when I get more money, or we defer all kinds of things where God is calling us to be and to do. I'll make that call later. I'll visit that person later. I'll talk to that person later. Or I'll begin doing this later. No, our business is about loving people now. What is it that you can be doing right now in this grander vision living? Do we have a grander vision? A vision that exceeds ourselves, that goes out past ourselves. All right? Luke chapter 5, verses 10 through 11. This is a wonderful story where Jesus had gone to the apostles and they had been fishing all night. Now, these were seasoned fishermen. They were veteran fishermen. And Jesus came and he said, hey, did you catch any fish? No, we haven't caught any fish. He said, well, I'll tell you what. Go on back out. Throw your net on the other side. Now, Try to imagine how you would have responded in that situation. You've been fishing all night. You got skunked. You knew what you were doing. But he says, go back out and go fishing again. But they respected him, so they did. And they went out. They threw the net on the other side. And what did they do? They catch any fish? Huh? Anybody know the rest of the story? Huh? More than their boats could even hold. I mean, they were bringing them in, and it was sinking the boats. And Peter, love Peter. He gets it, you know. He looks at Jesus and he says, oh, please go away from me because I'm a sinner. He knew he was in the presence of deity. And Jesus says, you think that's great? He says, don't be afraid. I love how he says that. Don't be afraid. From now on, you'll catch men. So they pulled their boats up on shore. They left everything there and they followed him. Don't miss a single word in that conclusion to this great yet interesting story. Jesus says, don't be afraid. Why does he say don't be afraid? Because now they're partners with the creator of the universe. And folks, I think that we would be a little bit more humbled. I think we'd be a little bit more amazed if we understood that our God is healer, awesome, with power. We need to have one of those kind of aha moments with our God that says, look at who we're partnering with. Do we realize that? And what power he could bear through you. Through you. And, you know, he goes on with the rest of the thing, and they pull their boats up on the shore. Guess what they did? They left everything. They said, skip this. All their boats, their nets, their fish, all their stuff, we're leaving everything. And they followed him. All the things of the world have now been reduced to nothing, but rather his mission, his vision is much more grander than anything else I can think of. Grander vision living is focusing on potential. What do we see when we see the Matthews in our lives? The tax collectors. Those people that were despised by the world. What do we see in our vision? Do we see potential? When we see Zacchaeus, that short little dude who had to climb up a tree to see Jesus, another one. How about the crazy Harrys? Remember that wild maniac in Mark chapter 5? Filled with demons. You talk about dysfunctional. This guy was messed up. What do we see? What did Jesus see when he saw Harry? What did he see when he saw Zacchaeus? What did he see when he saw Matthew and told him, come follow me? He didn't see him as he is. He saw him as how he could be. Can we do that? That's what I pray for, because I know we all struggle with that, don't we? See people at their face value. Don't want to talk to them about the gospel. Hey, you're all kind of shaped up nice and kind of cleaned up. You'd fit really good in the club. Maybe I'll talk to you about coming to church. But I don't want to ask you. No way. But I ask you. What do we see? Do we see people's potential? Or do we just see them as they are? And I can't help but think about my mother-in-law, my dear, beautiful mother-in-law sitting over there. Mom will talk about you because she's one of the greatest ladies that ever walked the face of the planet. And am I biased? Yeah, I'm very biased. You bet I am. Especially when 36 years ago I showed up at her place and been sniffing around the place, sniffing around her daughter, and here I am, long-haired. You kids know what hippies are, you young people. You study about the hippies back in the 70s? Yeah, it was me. I had the old frayed jeans, long, scraggly hair. They were bell bottoms, dragging on the ground. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just, and her brothers or Ma's sons, they're old farmers, And here I come, walking up to the place, smoking on a cigarette, 16 years old, acting all cool, talking all kinds of junk. And they looked at me, and they grunted. It's like, oh. So, yeah, what's happening? Where's Vera? Yeah,